For a long time, people thought the rumors surrounding Erica Kirk and the children were just another internet conspiracy until DNA results started leaking online and Erica suddenly went silent. The moment that specific conversation started gaining traction, the entire story around the family took a much darker turn. Viewers began questioning whether Charlie Kirk ever knew the truth about the kids before his tragic passing. And those questions are now driving the entire mystery. This isn't just standard relationship gossip anymore. We are looking at a situation where Charlie's parents are reportedly distancing themselves from Erica and the children, leaving the public to look at the leaked claims and draw their own conclusions. When a family dynamic fractures so visibly after a tragedy, the silence from the inner circle doesn't just feel defensive. It becomes a central part of the mystery that everyone is trying to solve. The intensity of this situation reached a whole new level when the public started connecting the ongoing DNA rumors directly to the actions of Charlie's core family. In traditional circles, grandparents are usually the ultimate shield, protecting the family name and staying close to the children no matter how heavy the media storm gets. But as rumors spread that Charlie's parents began pulling away after the alleged DNA results started circulating online, many viewers immediately assumed something serious had happened privately behind closed doors. This specific development is exactly why the conversation shifted from casual form speculation to a deep analysis of the public timeline. People want to know what really happened before everything fell apart, and why the core family seems to be choosing a path of complete separation. This family tension is unfolding alongside a massive debate over a specific image meant to establish Erica's movements on the morning of September 9th. The Fort Huachuca alibi photo was explicitly put forward by defenders to show exactly where she was, featuring a metadata timestamp of 8:33 a.m. to prove she was out for a walk with the kids. It was supposed to be the definitive proof that closed the case and ended public skepticism. But during a live broadcast, Gary Melton from Paramount Tactical made a massive on-air slip-up that completely disrupted the official timeline. While explaining the screen, Melton casually admitted that one of the children in that critical family photo wasn't actually Erica's. That single contradiction forced the internet to transition from casual observers to digital detectives. If a photograph is being presented as ironclad verification to baseline a mother's location with her family, people want to know how a child that doesn't belong to her ends up in the frame. The moment that broadcast clip started spreading, the entire narrative around the timeline began falling apart in real time. Viewers stopped looking at the scheduling details and started looking directly at the authenticity of the file itself, wondering if the image was compiled after the fact to match a specific version of events. This is exactly where the visual timeline connects to a much larger discussion involving modern digital technology. Candace Owens shared updates on her podcast revealing that Turning Point USA officials were in direct contact with a Hollywood artificial intelligence and visual effects company called VFXLA shortly after Charlie's passing. A look at VFXLA's public services shows they heavily specialize in advanced voice cloning and hyper-realistic digital video manipulation. A former associate named Marcus Wada was reportedly the one communicating with them, and reports suggest the organization was exploring ways to use synthesized AI voices for upcoming donor presentations. The timing of these meetings is what created an immediate wave of skepticism online. Followers are openly asking why a media entity would establish a relationship with a high-end deepfake studio at the exact moment their primary leader had just passed away. The presence of voice synthesis technology introduces a very specific layer of doubt when evaluating any media release during this transition period. The real concern among longtime followers involves the massive archive of unreleased video and audio recordings of Charlie currently held by the organization. With advanced voice cloning technology available, digital content could theoretically be generated posthumously without the subject ever being there to verify the material. As one online user pointed out, there is nothing worse than putting words in a dead person's mouth who can't defend themselves. This technical element has made the public look back at the very first hours after the tragedy happened, analyzing who stepped up and who took control of the narrative. Everyone is rewatching the video posted by Victor Marx, who was mysteriously the very first public person to announce that Charlie had passed away. He broke the news hours before any major news outlet or official spokesperson had confirmed it, raising questions about who provided him with that immediate information so quickly. Documentation shows that Marx moved into Erica's private home in Arizona the second she flew back, acting as a direct source of comfort. But the situation looks even more complicated because insiders allege that Charlie and Victor had actually suffered a severe professional fallout months prior, to the point where they completely cut communication and unfollowed each other on social media. If Charlie had distanced himself from Victor, viewers are openly wondering why Victor was the one managing the public grief and standing closest to the family space at the same time. The public actions of Andrew Kulvette have kept viewers locked into the details, while multiple long-standing executives and foundational staff members quietly stepped down or vanished from the corporate roster after Charlie's death. Andrew did the exact opposite. He stayed publicly close to Erica, consistently defending her against every wave of timeline speculation and media criticism. For viewers tracking the case, the combination of Andrew's constant public defense, Victor's sudden appearance despite his past conflict with Charlie, and the verified inquiries into a Hollywood AI firm presents a sequence of events that feels highly monitored rather than a standard corporate transition. With the timeline facing these multiple points of view, older interactions within the media circle are being re-examined to find better context. People are digging into past communication lines involving figures like Cabot Phillips, trying to figure out if internal friction had been developing long before the final tragedy. There are even unverified reports claiming that Charlie attempted to alter significant parts of his legal will and estate planning just weeks before his passing. While these financial details currently lack public verification, the community is evaluating them alongside the missing family members and the synthetic media meetings, viewing them as potential indicators of an internal shift that was occurring well before the public became aware of a crisis. When you lay all these individual elements out together, leaked DNA rumors, the family photo with an inaccurate composition, the meetings with a visual effects firm, and the clear departure of Charlie's parents, they form a sequence of events that the audience is actively trying to verify. The methods used to manage public perception are now the exact things causing the community to ask for deeper transparency. The core questions surrounding this entire chapter remain open, with no direct statements from the current executive team addressing the specific gaps. Was that crucial Fort Huachuca photo intentionally manipulated? What exactly was discussed in those meetings with VFX LA? And why did Charlie's parents decide to walk away from the structure he built? Share your thoughts on these specific developments in the comments below. Do you think the real details are finally starting to surface? Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe so you never miss the next breakdown, and stay locked in because the next piece of this story is already loading.